Hey folks, today is gloriosum day. Here is the smaller of the gloriosums that is just training over by itself into its new pot in the workroom from the pole. This pole, by the way, is what I intend to use with the silver sword that I'm going to be doing the top cutting of. Specifically because of how it's quote-unquote machined, if you can call it that. It's got a nice big opening already at the bottom, a little bit of reservoir, and a channel instead of holes with plastic barriers. Well, a little bit of that at the top, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Yeah, so that's the future plan for this tube right here. Once I cut that off from what will be a potted gloriosum. Look at those two leaves. You know, it's like I know I should have made a left turn at Albuquerque. Anyway, there is the brand new leaf right in the middle there, poking out and getting bigger and bigger. It's going to be bigger than that leaf, I think. And now we will hit the magic pause button. Bunch of major changes going to be going on in that workroom. They're going on now, but that's for a later video, later date. Here is the star of the show, folks. Finally. And that bend that developed in the leaf. I think I talked about it maybe at a video. There's a point at which the rolled up leaf seems to develop a light bend in it at the attachment point to the petiole stalk, or the end of the petiole, before it opens up, and that seems to be one of the signals. And then this was also the time when it was starting to, like, you know, it was bending up and bending down over the course of a day or two, like it was feeling out the area. But that's what it looks like now. And if you compare it to the post I posted, I think yesterday, the picture of what the leaf looked like, you'll see it's considerably more open than yesterday. These things, you know, the changes can be fairly rapid, and I'm wagering this will be fully unrolled at least, and unfurled by the end of business day. And then it's a matter of it, you know, expanding and then orienting and hardening and all that. Not necessarily in that order. You know, it might do all three together at the same time, for all I know. We'll see. That is not spider mites, by the way, just in case you were wondering. That's a mineral stain. I got to wash that off at some point, or not. I don't care. It doesn't bother me that much. Other than that, there are well, there's just the usual stuff, you know, leaves popping out all over the place. Other than that, no problems. Other than blah, blah. I'm really tongue-tied today. The two baby gigases are the only problem I have yet to either resolve or see resolved. Okay, there you go. Everything else is chugging along. New leaves, you know, everywhere. This is the latest offering from the left-hand side, the left side stem. Boom. Again, nice variegation balances, very much to my liking. This pink princess is now, I overwatered it again a little bit. I got to stop that. You can see it's gutating. That's it already dropped a drop from early this morning, and it is now dripping a whole other drop, maybe 5 hours later. So yeah, that's a little bit too much water for it. I might have to drain the saucer. Not that concerned. It was a one or two time thing, and I could even just up the fan by 2 speeds. I have a Lasco box fan running at all times on low, 20-incher. For just nice gentle air currents throughout the room all the time. But if I pop that thing up to 3 and just let it run here all day long, it'll get the transpiration rates much more elevated and help the plant dry itself out. But I don't think I need to do that. It was just, yeah, a little bit of overzealous overwatering by 1 or 2 syringes a few times in a row, and well, now I know to back off a bit. I've done that a few times already with the pink princesses and other plants, and it's no big deal. As long as it's only a one-time thing, and you've got the potting mix to tolerate that, and that's, you know, built to help you deal with that for when you do that. So real quick, well, let's start down here. The golden crocodile, doing really great. It has a new leaf that is oriented forward more, and looks to be passing already the butt of the Scindapsus moonlight cutting. So no more worries there. And now I think the Scindapsus is trying to figure out where it's going to put out a growth point. The old leaves, they kind of they get a little bit of fungus sometimes on them, and it attacks the new growth, and the plant has to put out a new leaf a couple of times, and then it there's one new leaf that comes out, I guess resistant or cured of whatever it is that was attacking the new growth. You can see on the end of that stem, you see how it's like that? That's healed over, but and the leaf is atrophied off. But now it has to work on developing a completely new shoot. And the new shoot will be resistant to whatever it was that was hitting it. And that's been floating around in my house. Whatever virus or fungus or bacteria it is. I had it way back in 2018, and it was originally going on with this neon pothos, and you can see just a hint of it right there on the edge of that leaf. That is actually from this plant, and if I cut that out, it won't come back. And that plant originally had it all over the space. It was like one of the black spot or black grunge, or I don't know what you want to call it, diseases that well, plants get. And this is when it was growing in water out of the aquarium, and it was a hundreds foot long monster. It's a whole story. I got to tell you folks about it one day. This thing was wrapped up, across, and down, and up, across, and down, and up, across, and down the 120 behind our backs. And the top of the 120 is 5 feet off the floor. It's 4 feet long, 2 feet front to back. And I spent 3 years wrapping this thing over and over and over to surround the tank and stand and frame it from the front completely in neon pothos. And at the same time, I trailed it to the window behind the tank, and it took over the windowsill and sides and a good part of the window. And I had leaves the size of dinner plates. And regretfully, I don't have pictures of the whole thing. But I might have just the very end of the tank after I started to hack everything back and remove it. It was an hours-long project. And that's how I ended up, though, with so much neon pothos in the house. You know, that's why I have 2 base plants, you know, pots with tubes, 2 of those, you know, with multiple stems, vines on them, and they're trailing all across everywhere. And then I have a jar over there in the propagation room. Yeah, I've got neon. It's a plant I like. It's a great little plant. What can I say? It's cheap and it grows like the devil. So, but this I had bought originally as a hanging plant around 2016 from Walmart, and I still have the hanger. Right now there's a fern in it, but I've got a small piece of the original tissue. A piece of stem got left somehow in there. Didn't water that thing for months, and miraculously it sprouted back. I guess there was just enough moisture to keep it alive. And then when I started watering it again for the ferns, it came back. But that's a whole video for a whole other day. Today it's really about, again, that puppy right there. And I'm going to be just posting pictures now, I think, more often, and videos a little bit less. Partially because there's not really going to be a whole lot to show and talk about video-wise. Other than, that project with the silver sword. But most of the stuff here is pretty much done. As far as problems go, it's just the two baby gigases that are, goofy. and that's that. Everything else is a hunky-dory. So it's just going to be positional changes for growth, or, as the mood strikes me, or whatnot. There's just not going to be a lot to talk about. And, I'm sure you don't like me to hear me going, as I grasp for words, because I don't have anything planned out or outlined when I do this, and I'm kind of talking as I'm thinking, and I tend to get sidetracked real easy. So, yeah, from going forward, you'll probably see a lot more pictures in my posts on the channel, in the post section, than video. See, I'm doing it again. Then videos, at least in the immediate future. So that's it, folks. There is the Gigas, doing very well. Look at that. And that, the hole where the top of this leaf used to be, is where the middle of the petiole below it is now. Okay, and now it is right there. That hole was free and clear of any gigas some few days ago. So yeah, we're back on track. Okay. Oh, just so you know, I'm going to be doing another coleus video, but right here is what coleus flowers look like when they first pop out. And I might, because this is just a little single cutting of the piebald coleus, I might just use this to show you folks what the flowers end up looking like, and not put this one back. Because the only way to really get these two buds out without destroying the side branches is to pinch off this entire top, which I can do, but yeah, that really sets me back foliage-wise here. Or I can risk letting these flower buds go. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me close out this video because I'm getting low battery and I'm getting to the time limit. So there, my friends, is the new leaf of the gloriosum. Ta-da!